Hello students, now we have come to the last topic of the chapter planning. Now let me ask one thing. What is plan? Now you all know that plan is a document which outlines how goals are going to be met. Basically, it is a specific action proposed to help the organization to achieve its objectives. There may be more than one way and means of reaching a particular goal, but with the help of logical plans, objectives of an organization could be easily achieved. Based on the use of and the length of the planning period, plans can be classified into two, that is single use plans and standing plans. Both single use and standing plans are part of the operational planning process. Now we will see what is the difference between single use and standing plan. As the name suggests, single use plans are those plans which are used only once, and standing plan may be defined as a long term approachable plan which can be used again and again. Single use plan are made for the very short duration and standing plans made for the longer duration. Clear? It is discarded when the project is over, but standing plan, it is generally usually developed once or used for more than once. Single use plans are mainly prepared by the lower level of the managers, whereas standing use plans are mainly prepared by the top level managers of the organization. Single use plans are made for the day-to-day activities that we can say. Now there are 8 types of plans which are differentiated into both single use and standing plans. The examples of single use plans are budgets, programs and methods. Standing use plans are objectives, policies, rules, procedures and strategies. Now we can see the various or the different types of plans, that is objective, strategy, policy, procedure, method, rule, program and budget. It is very easy to learn all these 8. Remember MP3 BRO. M stands for method, 3 P's are there: policy, procedure and program. B stands for budget, R for rule, O for objective and S for strategy. Now we will start with the objectives. What are objectives? Objectives are the end results which the management seeks to achieve by its operations. Objectives are the future state of affairs which an organization strives to achieve. Objectives are also known as aim or the goal of the organization. Objectives should always be SMART, SMART. That is, it should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant and time bound. Objectives are neither single use nor standing plan. Now the next one is strategy. A strategy is also considered neither single use nor standing plan. Basically, it is a comprehensive plan to achieve the organizational objective. Generally, strategies are formulated when there is any change in the surrounding business environment. Then whenever there is a change in the business environment or there is a change in the move of the competitors, no doubt the concerned business organization, they have to change their plan to cope up with the competition that has arisen suddenly. This sudden change in the plan is basically known as the strategy. Clear? It has got three dimensions. The first one is determining long-term objectives. No doubt they have to change their plan, but they should adhere to the long-term objectives of the firm. Now they have to adopt a particular course of action, that is, they have to change the way of doing the current work, and finally allocating resource necessary to achieve the objectives. As the company is changing the plan, they are coming out with new strategy, but for that also, if some extra resources are required, it has to be allocated, it has to be arranged to achieve the objectives. Policy can be defined as an organizational general response to a particular problem or situation. In simple words, we can say that policy helps the management to take the decision, or it can be termed as organization's own way of handling the problems. Policy are made at every level because the managers at every level need to decide or predetermine the way of handling a situation, and so policy acts as a guide to take the decision in any unexpected situation. Policies are generally flexible in nature. They are formulated based on the objectives. Policy guides the managers to implement strategy. Policy is also defined as broad parameters within which a manager or the employees may function. Now comes the rules. Rules spells out specific actions or non-actions of the employees. There is no discretion allowed in rules, so rules are considered to be more rigid and strict. Clear? And they have to be implemented strictly. Rules generally gives or shows the code of conduct or general instructions in any organization. It specifies what to do and what not to do. They are, as I said, they are rigid, stringent and compulsive in nature, and they are usually the simplest type of plan. And when we compare between rules and policies, rules are rigid, policies are flexible, and rules are made based on the policies of the organization. Okay? Now, next one is method. As you know, that method is the standardized way in which a given task has to be performed. If we are going to select a proper method, then it is going to save time, money and effort, which no doubt will increase the efficiency. A method is more limited in scope because once the method is selected, it is not easy to change the method. It is a formalized or systematic way of doing routine or repetitive jobs. Clear? And method we can say helps in bringing the uniformity in action of the employees. It helps in applying the techniques of standardization and simplification. Methods acts as guide for employees. Method deals with tasks comprising one step of procedure and specifies how this step has to be performed. Now coming to the procedures. Procedures are the sequential steps to carry out activities within policy framework to attain predetermined objectives. It details the exact manner in chronological order in which a work has to be performed. Procedures are generally for the insiders or for the employees to follow. Procedures are used in all the functional areas of business. Clear? They give the sequence of steps or actions to be taken to enforce a policy and to attain predetermined objectives. So So first, methods are selected based on that procedures are selected. And once again, policy and procedures are also interlinked with each other. As I said, procedures have to be carried out within the broad policy framework. Clear? For procedures also leads to the coordination of the activities of the various department. Now it's budget. Budgets are the statement of expected result expressed in numerical terms. Budget serves as standard for measuring and comparing the actual performance. It quantifies future facts and figures. Budgets are prepared by managers at every level, and budget is also considered as a controlling device from which deviations can be taken care of. Once controlling is done, no doubt next time best planning will be done by the management. And the last one is program. Program is the single use plan. It is the combination of all objectives, policies, procedures and rules. All these plans together form a program. Programs are made to get a systematic working in the organization. Program creates relationship between policies, procedures and objectives. It gives the detailed statement about a project. Clear? It ensures systematic working of an organization. Program includes the entire gamut of the activities that is going to take place or that is taking place in the business form. In program, all the minutest details are worked out. Its procedures, rules, budgets within the broad policy framework. Now we have come to the end of the types of plan. So now you all know that there are 8 different types of plan, and what is planning, what are its importance, what are its limitations, what are its characteristics, what are its process. So finally we have come to the end of the chapter. So that's a wrap of chapter 4, the planning. Hope you have understood each and everything and you have watched the video. Thank you. Bye.